The year 2025 is approaching, and with it an air of uncertainty. Throughout history, humanity has always been curious about what lies ahead, and sometimes even obsessed with knowing what the future holds. We look to the stars, consult experts, and study ancient texts. Among the most talked about figures in the world of prophecy are Nostradamus and Baba Vanga, whose predictions have sparked awe, fear, and fascination for generations. These two mystics, one from 16th century France and the other from 20th century Bulgaria, have left behind cryptic warnings about the future that some believe point to a cataclysmic turning point for humanity in 2025. According to these prophets, the future may be bleak, filled with war, natural disasters, the fall of civilizations, and potentially even the end of humanity as we know it. But what do these ancient visions really mean, and how can we interpret them in the context of our world today? Could 2025 truly be the year that everything changes, or are these just the inevitable cycles of fear and uncertainty that come with the unknown? Let's dive into the chilling prophecies of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga and explore their possible relevance to the world as we know it today. The message they convey may just shift the way we view the future, whether we believe in prophecy or not. As we look forward to 2025, we may be standing on the edge of something monumental, and perhaps these warnings from the past are calling just to act. Predicted wars and conflicts. When we speak of predictions, few names are as well known as Baba Vanga and Nostradamus. Despite living centuries apart, both seers made chilling warnings about the potential for global conflict, particularly in the year 2025. Baba Vanga, often referred to as the Balkan Nostradamus, warned of a catastrophic conflict in Europe, one that could potentially result in a massive loss of life. This prophecy feels eerily relevant today, especially when we consider the ongoing unrest and unresolved tensions between nations such as Russia and Ukraine. The wars and conflicts we witness today aren't merely political, they touch the lives of real people, break families, create fear, and shake the stability we often take for granted. Nostradamus, writing over 400 years ago, also pointed to a rise in armed conflicts within Europe around the same time period, specifically mentioning Russia as a central force in a potential unraveling of peace. When two distant seers, separated by centuries, share such aligned visions, it raises the question, is this fate, coincidence, or just the repeated patterns of human history? Regardless of whether you believe in prophecy, these messages invite us to pause and reflect on the direction we are heading. As technology connects us instantly, misunderstandings and mistrust seem to grow just as quickly. The future isn't just shaped by politicians and armies, it's shaped by ordinary people through compassion, dialogue, and understanding. As we listen to these warnings from the past, let them guide us not into fear, but into greater awareness. The path forward is not about avoiding darkness, but about lighting a candle of understanding wherever we can. Alien contact. One of the more extraordinary predictions made by Baba Vanga involves the idea of alien contact. Vanga, the blind mystic from Bulgaria, believed that beings from other worlds would soon reveal themselves, not through whispers or hidden signals, but in a way that would be undeniable and impossible to ignore. Imagine that for a moment, an undeniable full-contact encounter with extraterrestrial life, shaking our understanding of life itself. For generations, humanity has looked up at the stars, wondering if we are alone in the universe. While our science continues to advance, we have yet to prove the existence of life beyond Earth. But if beings from other worlds were to reveal themselves, it would be a moment that would forever change the course of history. It would raise questions about our beliefs, our history, and even our sense of identity. How would humanity respond? Could we accept that we are not the most advanced, nor the center of the universe? According to Baba Vanga, these extraterrestrial visitors would bring not just shocking news, but knowledge, technologies, and spiritual wisdom far beyond what we currently understand. It's not just about flying saucers or alien languages. It's about evolution. It's about a potential turning point where humanity is forced to grow mentally, spiritually, and morally. Would their presence humble us? Would it unite us as a species, realizing that the borders we draw and the conflicts we create are meaningless on a cosmic scale? Or would we resist the unknown, clinging to fear instead of reaching for growth? The deeper message here is not to fear what might come from the stars, but to prepare ourselves right now to face the unknown with clarity and compassion. Are we living in a way that reflects wisdom, unity, and openness to truth? If we truly believe there is more to existence than just our own world, then the way we act today, how we treat each other, how we care for our planet, and how we cultivate inner peace will determine whether we are ready to meet the future, no matter how mysterious it may be. Biological weapon. Threat, perhaps one of the most chilling predictions attributed to Baba Vanga, is the warning of a biological weapon threat. While she didn't name any specific country or target, the vision spoke of a nation possibly releasing a biological weapon, and the consequences could be devastating. This prediction hits close to home, especially in a world that has recently faced the global pandemic, reminding us how vulnerable we are to unseen forces. Biological warfare is no longer a distant nightmare. Modern science has made incredible advances in medicine, yet the same knowledge that heals can be twisted into tools of destruction. History has shown us that when fear, power, and ambition collide, the consequences can be catastrophic. A deliberate release of a biological agent wouldn't just harm people physically. It would disrupt economies, divide communities, and ignite waves of fear and suspicion that could tear the fabric of society apart. Baba Vanga's warning is a stark reminder of our responsibility to protect one another, to prioritize diplomacy over dominance, and to cultivate empathy. Instead of succumbing to fear, we can use this warning as a call to action. Let us act with compassion, stay informed, and remain united. In uncertain times, the best defense against darkness is to stay awake, not just politically, but spiritually. Putin's predicted death, another disturbing prediction made by Baba Vanga, concerns the fate of Russian President Vladimir Putin. According to Vanga, his death would not come from a foreign adversary or a battlefield rivalry, but from someone very close to him, possibly even a trusted ally. Imagine the weight of betrayal within your own circle, where frustration or desperation might lead to an act of violence or power struggle. In this vision, Putin's death could spark even greater instability, resulting in a ripple effect of mistrust, fear, and retaliation. This potential outcome invites us to reflect deeply on the consequences of power, fear, and violence. If such an event were to occur, how would the global community respond? What happens when power and violence mix behind closed doors? This vision isn't meant to terrify us. Rather, it challenges us to reconsider how we respond to conflict. It calls us to move beyond hatred and violence, embracing love and understanding as the ultimate solution. The real question is, what kind of world do we want to build? One where betrayal and bloodshed rule, or one where compassion, understanding, and dialogue are our guiding principles? The Red adversary Nostradamus is known for his cryptic and poetic language, and one of his more debated predictions involves the concept of a red adversary. For decades, this has been interpreted as referring to a powerful nation linked with the color red, a symbol traditionally associated with communism and revolution. While many once saw the Soviet Union as this adversary, today Russia remains a source of unease on the world stage. However, there's another nation that has risen quickly and may now fit the description of the red adversary, China. Under Xi, the leadership of the Communist Party, China has become a global powerhouse in trade, technology, and military strength. While it once remained quiet on global issues, China now stands tall on the world stage, sometimes in confrontational ways. Could this red adversary be China? If so, what does it mean for the future of global power dynamics? This vision forces us to consider the real adversary, not as an individual country, but as the internal forces within ourselves that fuel division, fear, and conflict. In times of tension and uncertainty, it is crucial that we focus on building peace, fostering dialogue, and looking for common ground rather than escalating. Conflict. Mars and celestial fire. Nostradamus also spoke of a celestial fire and the dimming of Mars's light, an enigmatic prophecy that has captured the imagination of many. Could this vision relate to our growing obsession with Mars, now more than ever a focus of exploration? With SpaceX's plans to colonize Mars and NASA's missions pushing forward, the idea of humans one day calling the red planet home is becoming increasingly plausible. But could the celestial fire represent an unexpected disaster during a Mars mission, or perhaps a deeper metaphorical warning about humanity's pursuit of expansion and material progress? As we look to Mars, are we seeking a fresh start, or are we merely running away from the problems we've created here on Earth? This prophecy invites us to ask, what kind of future do we want? Are we truly ready for the unknown, not just in terms of space exploration, but in terms of personal growth, unity, and the wisdom we need to navigate a rapidly changing world? The questions raised by Nostradamus about Mars are not just about the planet. They are about the future of human consciousness.